In preparation for the $10,000 Jeg shopping spree giveaway, I needed to go into Columbus Friday evening and take some pictures of the Malibu out in front of the Jeg store. I always like to take pictures like this at sunset, and the lighting was just about perfect as I was setting everything up. Let's just say my little impromptu photo shoot didn't go unnoticed. One of the FedEx delivery drivers took notice of the car and walked over to say hi and check it out.
What's happening, brother?
Nothing much, man.
You say you've been watching?
For a while before y'all even got the new garage up.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
watching for a long time. I ran into him one day. You or the son, Miss Vicky. I love
Hey,
y'all.
you working tonight? Is that what you're doing? Dropping off parts or picking
I
stuff
was
up?
picking some up. This is my last stop right here.
Oh, this is your last
I'm
stop.
going home.
You're going home. Well, I'm glad you got to see me today. I'm glad I got to see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for hanging out with me for a minute.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to get in a few last shots before I lost the sunset, and just as the sun was setting behind the trees, I heard a car pull up behind me and a familiar voice from Church Boys Racing.
Manny, what is going on,
What's
man?
up, Mr. Hopkins?
What
How
are you
you
doing clear down here?
Man, so my son goes to Ohio State. He just picked me up his parents' weekend. I just got down here and we hopped off the freeway.
Yeah.
I saw the Malibu, and there you are standing here in front of Jay. So
Man, I'm getting all kinds of visitors tonight.
So I told him, hey, you gotta pull in there. I gotta say hello to my man. Pleasure to see you, my man. Safe travels home.
Good to see you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you. Be careful.
Yes, sir.
I finished up my photo shoot with a few different angles of the car, trying to come up with some different ideas for shirt designs. I've been so busy lately I haven't had time to do this, and so I'm running behind getting these photos and ideas over to Gina. Once she gets the artwork done, she's going to email me the renderings for me to forward to the Jeg's marketing staff for them to sign off on before we put anything into production. So anyway, this brings us to Saturday morning, and I'm getting the Malibu ready to take down to the track this evening for the Jack's Wax Street Madness Halloween event. All right, guys, so it's Saturday. Had the Malibu up in the air here a few minutes ago and tightened up the rebound on both the front and the rear shocks a little bit. Vicky's getting ready to head down to the track. I'm getting ready to go get some fuel in the Malibu. We're gonna go down there and hang out tonight. It's trick or treat night, so Wyatt's got a costume and Vicky's excited to take him trick or treating. She's on her way down there right now. Weather's really nice. It should be a really nice night tonight. Halloween Street Madness thing with Jack's Wax is always their biggest one. So let's go get some fuel in this car, top it off with some decent E85, and head to the track. With the shocks adjusted and a full nitrous bottle in the trunk, I headed down to Hebron to the Speedway station to fill up the car. The Malibu has an Aeromotive fuel tank with an in-tank pump, and although the car would probably run faster low on fuel, a lighter fuel load also increases your risk of uncovering the fuel pump pickup in the tank during hard acceleration. Having that kind of a problem running on motor isn't much of a problem, but having the engine lean out while you're shooting nitrous to it, especially while running quarter mile, would not be good. Anyway, by Saturday evening, the track was getting packed full of cars and trick-or-treaters. The crew from Jack's Wax host a costume contest at this event, and some of the entries get pretty elaborate. Wyatt was dressed up as Bingo, and he loves his costume and his Bluey inflatable. But he didn't particularly care for all of the different costumes, especially the ginormous gorilla that was hanging out in our pit. Most people never realized that it's Ralph, Addie's dad, who could barely see out of this thing through a little hole in the chest. Despite the big gorilla walking around, our pit was pretty popular.
You guys having fun? Yeah. Good.
Vicky thought she had brought plenty of candy, but she was running out quickly. If you're local to Central Ohio, this is a great opportunity to bring the kids trick-or-treating, even if the candy bowls run empty and the balloons get away.
There it goes. Not so sure about that monkey.
Despite losing his balloon and the uncertainty involved with this big gorilla walking around our pits, Wyatt seemed to have a great time, as well as everybody else, especially since we got to visit with old friends we haven't seen in months.
Oh my gosh, too cute. Oh my gosh, come up and get some candy.
Vicky absolutely loves filming these little kids picking up candy, as well as their reaction to Uncle Bucko and Ralph in the gorilla suit.
Now we can see.
I got one.
Okay. Yay! Good job!
Buckwheat was having a pretty good time too. He was taking people rides in his Model A, including my buddy Jack Miner that owns Jack's Wax. However, they didn't make it very far before they got stopped by the gorilla, who I think was having an allergic reaction to peanut butter. Anyway, once the sun went down and everything started to calm down in the pits, I took the Malibu up to make a pass. I just ran it on the first stage, and I had a real gentle ramp in it just to make sure it goes down, because I had several people come up to me in the staging lanes like, somebody crashed and the track's terrible.
Yeah.
And, you know, so I'm like, okay. So I calmed it down a little bit, just let it leave on motor, and then rolled the first stage in. It went right down. I didn't have any trouble. I tightened the shocks up a little bit before I came down here, because the last time I was out here, it was not good. But I went ahead and tightened the shocks up a little bit. It went right down. I didn't have a single problem.
Good.
1003 and 133, just on one stage on a, you know, kind of like
Being gentle.
Yeah, just go down the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Good deal.
yeah, it runs good. I'm happy. So this brings us to Sunday, and Vicky was doing some yard work while I was preparing for a midweek project. Last night while we were down at the track, I ran into an old friend of mine who needs a little bit of help. All right, everybody, it's Sunday, and I'm out here just kind of doing some yard work today, getting the grass cut. Vicky's been working on her flower beds. I've got somebody stopping by here in a little bit. A couple of years ago, I think it's been, Tim and Chelsea House won an opportunity to come hang out with us for a weekend. We went for a cruise, and they brought that like an orange and white mid-60s C10 pickup. He's got the truck running and driving pretty decent, but for some reason he said it keeps fouling spark plugs. So I told him last night when I met Jack's Wax, I was talking to him about it, and I texted him. So he's on his way here now with it. I told him, bring that thing up here and let me take a look at it, see if I can't tune this thing and get it dialed in for him so it doesn't foul plugs and cause him grief. Tim's old 66 C10 is pretty neat. The truck rides on airbag suspension and powered by a pretty common drivetrain combination.
A 5.3 LS in it with a stage 2 cam, and it's just got the basic Elderbrock MSD kit that you buy with the 6014 box to kind of run the timing.
Yeah.
And I ordered a 650 ATM Carburetor.
Oh, it's a 650.
It's a 650. Yep.
Okay.
Because I had a Holly 750 double pumper on there, and it was just fouling them out right away. And I didn't know what I was doing, so I thought going down in CFM was better. You know what I mean? So I ordered that, and it still did the same thing. It just wants to foul plugs.
Okay.
You know, I just kind of band-aided it up the best I could think of.
All right. Well, let's get it unloaded and take it up the road and see how it drives. Tim went ahead and set the ramps down, untied the truck, and waited for the air tank to build enough pressure to lift the truck up high enough to back it off the trailer. Once we had it off the trailer, Tim set the ride height where he was comfortable, and then we took it up the road to see what we're working with.
A little loud. Short headers and forward mufflers. Oh, God.
It seems like it cruises halfway decent.
Yeah, that's what I got it at. It was cruising. Yeah.
Now, the 650 carburetor is just a little on the small side for a healthy 5.3. Although it will hurt the horsepower a little bit wide open throttle, that's not what's causing the fouled spark plugs or the terrible stumble when Tim puts it on the floor. So we brought it back to the shop, and I asked Tim what all I need to know about driving this thing before he leaves.
Fuel,
Okay.
fan.
Okay.
That's it. Now, if it's all the way bagged out, which it will be, my ride height where it's comfortable in front and back are those two lines. So I just about right there.
This is a little out of my wheelhouse.
I know. I was thinking about it on the way here, like I'm gonna have to explain some things to him.
Yeah.
For sure.
So when this thing fouls plugs, is there a specific cylinder that you know is always problematic?
I know it's definitely the passenger side.
There's one on this side that always gives trouble.
Yes, sir. It backfires and pops out of the passenger side exhaust.
When it
That's how
fouls
I
it.
know it's done. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Nothing I can do can fix it after that starts. I got to put new plugs in it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll dig in.
Okay.
Is it all right if I drive this thing around a little bit? And
At your own risk.
yeah, that's about right. All right, guys, welcome back. So I got the truck pulled in the shop here this morning and charged my laptop and hooked it to the ignition box. This is my first time ever doing this, so bear with me if I make some mistakes. First thing I noticed last night is when I pulled the air cleaner off to look at the carburetor, the top of the carburetor is just covered in soot, and carbon, and that's typically something that you see when an engine has been run low on timing. You know, they've got a healthy camshaft in them with a lot of overlap, or at least enough where you can hear it when it's idling and you can hear it's got a cam in it. Well, actually, so anyway, I went ahead and hooked up the laptop here, and here's what we found. Below 1,000 RPM, when it's idling, it doesn't have nearly enough timing in it. And overall timing is set at 30 degrees. But when this thing's idling around and cruising around, it really doesn't have enough timing in it, in my opinion. Now, it does have 30 degrees once it gets above 1,000 RPM, but the whole time it's idling, it's just probably blackening the plugs up. Now, here's the thing. This engine does not have a timing pointer on it at all, so there's no way to verify that what we have in the computer is what it actually is running on. That's unfortunate. So the only thing we can do really for right now is just put some timing in it and see how it reacts. Again, the number in the computer is just a number. You always want to give the engine what it wants. If it wants more timing, give it to it. If it doesn't like the timing, take it back out, but always give it what it wants. I don't care what the number is, just give it what it wants. Changed all the boxes to 35 degrees, so it's got 35 degrees as soon as it starts up. This should help keep the plugs clean. Now, a lot of people say, well, it'll crank over hard. Well, I don't think it's going to, especially with the camshaft that it's got. It's got quite a bit of overlap and bleeds off a lot of cylinder pressure. So I could be wrong, but we'll see. I think it'll probably start easier and keep the plugs clean. Let's see. Well. There's no heat in it whatsoever. As in none. And I didn't even touch the pedal. Now the thing is, adjust the carburetor. Once this thing warms up, it's going to be idling really high. And although this is a really nice tune-up for when it's cold, once this thing gets up to 180, 190 degrees, it typically runs 190 to 200, according to Tim, and from what I saw yesterday. So once it gets that amount of heat in it, it's going to idle really high, and I'll have to adjust the carburetor and idle it back down. For right now, I'm going to go ahead and pull the carburetor off of it and just see what jets are in it. Tim sent me with the original jets that came in the carburetor, and we'll go from there. But I know for a fact that last night when I drove it and when Tim drove it, when you crack it wide open, it won't hardly run. It just falls on its face and pops and cracks, and just from personal experience, I can tell it's just way too lean. Real quick, we'll pull the bowls off of it and just check it out. All right, so we got the carburetor off the truck. Now you can really see how much carbon is on that thing. It looks like it's been wiped off a time or two, but carburetor's probably been on fire, backfiring and things like that. And, you know, definitely just hasn't had enough timing in it. Definitely had a jet change in the front also because it's got Holley jets in it. Let me see what's in this thing. Okay, so it's got a 69 Holly jet in it. All right, so a 69 Holly jet is a 70 thousandths orifice. And I'm not so sure that that isn't probably close to where it came out of the box. I don't know. I'm going to pull the jets out of the back and see what's in it, because if I remember right, Tim told me that he took the jets that were in the front and put them in the back and then jetted the front down. A 75 jet, you can see it's got ATM jets in the back. They're marked with the pin diameter, the orifice diameter 075, and they're a hex square jet. So yeah, that's probably a 75 thousandths is probably what came in the front. So I'm going to put those back in the front. Okay, so I called Tim and he told me that the original rear jets were in the seat cushion, so I got those out. They're 84 thousandths jets. So I put those in the back. We're getting ready to put this thing back together. I got somebody pulling in the driveway here right now. I got CJ Buckner's here. He's also got some carburetor issues he would like some help with. And I told him that I'd help him with them today if he would come help me film, because I'm here by myself today. Just comes rolling in here like he owns the place. June's gonna check him.
Second, it's just,
See, this is what happens when you show up here. I put you to work.
I'm down with it. I'm getting ready to put you to work, so it's okay.
Let's put this carburetor back on this truck, and you get to go riding this thing.
Awesome.
I went ahead and backed the truck outside and let it warm up to make some initial changes to the idle mixture screws as well as the idle speed. Then it was time for a test drive. All right, so I've got a little heat in the engine and turned the idle way down on it. It's just sitting here idling now, and I think we're ready to go take a ride up the road and see how it runs. With the ignition timing turned up and the carburetor put back to the way it was when it came out of the box, throttle response was improved dramatically. In fact, the truck feels and drives much smoother. But the most important thing to Tim is whether it'll do a burnout when he puts it on the floor.
Pull real quick and see if it breaks up. Should be better. Accelerator pump shot. Not that big of a deal. That's easy to fix, but it's not breaking up, not fouling plugs. So far, so good. The slight hesitation when you open the throttle is no big deal, but will it do a burnout? That's the question. So now that we know this thing runs good at wide open throttle, we just need to work on the drivability a little bit. I increased all of the air bleeds by 0.03 of an inch. This will help lean out the fuel curve down low and mid-range. This will help keep the plugs clean. But I also increased the pump shot through the accelerator pumps by changing the pump cams. Now we just need to have Tim come pick it up and see what he thinks. Well, it's much better.
Good.
But you're going to be the ultimate judge of that.
Cool.
So
I'm excited.
I adjusted the timing. We set it at 35 degrees across the board right off the rip. I put the jetting back in the carburetor the way it came out of the box, but I did change the air bleeds to lean it out just a skosh.
Gotcha.
Because that carburetor is a little bit small for this engine.
Okay.
So I also had to adjust the accelerator pump arms, and I replaced the pink pump cams with blue ones to give it more of an accelerator shot, because it had a lean stumble when you would crack it.
Yeah.
But
It sounds like you knew what you was doing then.
well, I don't know. We'll see when you drive it up the road, won't we?
Yeah. See how big my smile is?
All right, let's try it out.
Fires right up. Johnny feels smoother already, look.
It's smoother, isn't it?
Oh, so much. She was choppy when you give her gas all the time. Alright. Should I get her at my right height?
I don't care.
All right, guys, so I don't even know what day it is. It's the next day in this video. I've helped CJ work on his Mustang pretty much all day. Had a really good day. I think we came down to a conclusion that the problem he's having with his car is not the carburetor or the fuel system. I believe it's the converter working very well with the cylinder head and camshaft package that he switched to this year. Rafferty at 501, and he took the car home last night and got a hold of Bubba Rafferty at 501, and they're going to start working on a new converter. It's raining and nasty outside, and we're in here getting ready to watch this this grudge race between Granis Racing and Cleater. Now, if you're not familiar with this fiasco, let me give you the backstory. Garrett Mitchell is part owner at BMP, and last weekend during FL2K, he was down to the final 4 cars in his class when one of the 4 didn't show up, which means he would either have to run this red Corvette
or the Supra. Here.
Now, Cletus didn't have any idea this was going on. He was just excited to be going to the next round. Baby! So this sets the stage for the final round, in which Cletus won.
Okay.
When his win light came on in the left lane in the final, everybody was excited. The team had just won $15,000 against some tough competition.
Most unbeatable stick shift car.
That's
in
right.
the country, bro.
That's right.
Leroy DeSalle.
The champ.
However, there was one person who wasn't too happy. The driver of the car that didn't show up the round before claims he never heard the round call and took to social media to air out his grievances.
A long weekend. So, a race. So most people, I know I'm not crazy. I know I didn't hear a call for this Florida 2K race. So most people have heard that I didn't make the call for round 3 of eliminations. I could hear the PA from my pits, it was fine. But the PA only works when they make announcements through it. 10 minutes before.
Initially, the claim was that they never called him to the lanes, even though you can hear the round call in the video he posted on social media.
Leroy the Savage wins FL2K. However, the #1 qualifier, Joel Granis, misses round 3, the semifinals, because he was sitting in his pits, did not hear the PA system, did not see the text, and did not make it to the staging lanes. Joel is pretty upset and believes that this is the racetrack's fault. We are of the position that it is up to your team to make it to the staging lanes and run your round. After several posts yesterday about it, I got fed up. I said, Joel, come back to Bradenton Motorsports Park. I will run you for the $15,000 that I won in the finals, $15,000 per side at 4 p.m., which is when the finals happened on Sunday. Joel has accepted and is on his way here. We have a Thrown Together Freedom Plus live stream at 3:30 p.m. for this one race for $15,000.
And so that's how it came to be that we all stopped what we're doing to watch this $30,000 grudge race go down live.
Constant slideshow of different fucking ways to get him in.
Ultimately, the racing wasn't as exciting as the trolling was.
You know that was big.
Stop it, dude. God.
This was literally the most epic grudge race I've ever seen caught on film, much less streamed live. Midnight Performance literally had a mariachi band playing live. Fastest car in the field, the #1 qualifier broke just before the 8th mile.
I was side by side till something happened.
And so that's how the guy who took no responsibility for not showing up at the staging lanes ended up losing $15,000 in cash 2 days later after crying about it on the internet. So that's how Cletus ended up winning $30,000 at FL2K. Anyhow, after the race was over, it was back to work for everybody here at the shop. We started making preparations to swap center sections between Billy's 55 Chevy and Tommy's full-size Chevy pickup. So we're kind of in the midst of swapping center sections now. 30 gear in it. Buck had my 350s and Tommy's truck had my 350 center section, the 55, but the 55 kind of needs the 350 gear so that we can drive it on the highway. We only needed at least a 410 or a 430 to help that little 5.3 get off the starting line. So kids are going to swap these center sections, and hopefully by tomorrow my shop will be back open. Once the boys get done using the lift up in my shop, I need to get the 55, that would be my 55, ready to go to the upholstery shop as soon as humanly possible, so that we can have it ready to go to PRI in December. Now that we've got the 430 center section out of the 55 installed in Tommy's truck, it's time to put the 350 back in the 55. By Wednesday evening, Billy had that pretty well finished up in the back shop, and I was busy working on Mom and Dad's car up front. The first thing I need to get started on is getting the serpentine system installed on the small block and removing all the V-belt accessories. I've got a brand new CVF polished Reaper kit that's very similar to the one that we installed on my Malibu. All right, guys, so out here in the shop, we're working on 55 a little bit. The bracketry that I took off to what we're going to be using from the CVF kit. And unfortunately, the driver's side engine mount is part of the power steering bracket that was on this car. And I don't want to reuse that. I don't want that power steering bracket hanging off the block. So unfortunately, I don't know what happened to the original engine mount that was on the car. I don't know where it went. It's missing. It's gone. So I ordered a brand new set off of Amazon. That was the quickest, easiest way to find them online and get them. Believe it or not, they've got them in stock next day delivery. So I've got a replacement engine mount coming for the driver's side, just a stock bracket, and Buckwheat's here. He's working on getting the air conditioning put up underneath the dash. And what do you think, bucket of wheat? Do you remember how that goes back in there?
Oh, it doesn't matter because it wasn't in there right to begin with.
Oh, good grief.
I didn't do it, but I'm going to fix it.
All right, guys, good morning. We are headed to Jegs to pick up some parts for the 55 Chevy. I've got a list compiled on my phone here. And fuel pump push rod. I'll probably get a lightweight fuel pump push rod. Actually, I found one in the shop last night, But I want to get, mark that off the list. I did find one of those in the shop last night. And get that out of the way. And the distributor in that car requires an ignition box. I'm not really sure what I want to do on that. Swap to a ready-to-run distributor so that I don't have to have an ignition box. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do on that. Windshield drain lines. I didn't know this, but there's windshield drains that drain water from underneath the windshield, or rubber openings that drain the water down into these little rubber hoses. And the originals were still there, but they were like petrified. You just barely touch them and they just shatter. So thankfully we found those in the box last night. Those were pieces that Paul up at House of Pearls had ordered, and thankfully I found those in the box. We got those installed before we put the air conditioning back up underneath the dash. We also found the electric wiper motor kit that I had purchased a couple of years ago. I'm not real happy with the switch, because the switch looks like something out of a golf cart. So we're gonna have to switch button on wiper switch button on this new electric switch. The original wipers on that car, and so yeah, that's a minor detail, but it's something I want to get taken care of. I like to see how it likes that 350. We did take Billy's 55 for a drive last night to see how it likes that 350 gear, and it loves it. We actually drove it into Hebron and topped it off with the E85, and then we went up to a test spot last night to watch a friend of ours make some test hits on his Mustang and help him a little bit. And so we got back around midnight or so. Went to bed about 2:30 this morning after editing. Bucko's supposed to come down and hopefully get that AC box put up underneath the dash this afternoon. So we'll see how that goes. But for right now, we're going to go see Uncle Terry for a minute and pick up some parts. Now, previously, Mom and Dad's 55 Chevy had an electric fuel pump installed under the trunk floor near the fuel tank. However, I'm not in favor of drilling holes in the brand new floor pans, and I'd like to keep the electrical system in the car as simple as possible. So I want to pick up all the fittings and hose I need, as well as a new mechanical pump, and visit Uncle Terry for a few minutes today before we get this $10,000 shopping spree giveaway started. I also need to pick up some tires and some springs for Billy. He had called ahead and ordered a set of DR3s and some new coil springs for the front of his Camaro. As usual, Uncle Terry got me hooked up with everything I needed. This chrome-plated Holley mechanical fuel pump and chrome fuel pump mounting plate will look really nice down in the frame rails of Mom and Dad's 55. I also picked up a nice timing pointer and some stainless intake manifold bolts to replace the old steel rusted ones and the Bluetooth timing pointer that I've used in the past.
Very interested in the giveaway. Very interested in the giveaway. I've gotten calls from all over these contiguous United States.
Are you serious?
Actually, not even the contiguous, not because I got a call from Guam.
What?
Guam, and I got a call from New Zealand.
No.
Yeah, I sure did.
Oh my God. Were they asking for Uncle Terry?
Yeah, for Uncle Terry. So that means they're up in the middle of the night calling. It's already tomorrow there. And I said, man, this is awesome. This is cool.
So I've got some designs being finished up. A few little tweaks on new shirt designs, but it's going to be pretty cool. I come in here the other night and I got some photos in front of the store with the Malibu.
Yeah, I saw that. That was nice. Yeah, that was cool. That turned out really cool.
Yeah, I think we're going to go live tomorrow night, but I'm going to try and get this video up tonight or early tomorrow morning and go over some things. But yeah, the shirt designs are looking pretty good.
Yeah. I can't wait. I mean, the country can't wait. The world can't wait. It's cool. There's lots of people interested in it. There's lots of people interested in it.
Wait till it gets started.
Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And we need to get a shirt from you we put down here on something for a display.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That would be a good deal too.
All right. Thanks, Terry.
I'll just talk him into where I can wear one all the time. That'd be even better.
Terry helped me wheel Billy's tires out to the El Camino and get me loaded up, and I started to make my way back towards the shop, and realizing how cool this giveaway is going to be for whoever wins. I would have never thought that people outside the country, but I'm happy that we did this because Jegs is set up to ship this stuff anywhere in the world. So, pretty cool. I would have never guessed they'd be doing that or getting those kind of questions, but I'm excited. I would have never guessed when I started my YouTube channel a few years ago that it would grow to what it is today. Although it is definitely challenging, and I work more hours now than I ever have, I'm certainly thankful for the opportunities and for all the help that these different companies have given me over the years with all the different projects here at the shop. More little issues. One, my engine mount from Amazon did not show up today, so that's a little bit of a setback. Another thing is, there have been parts robbed out of this kit to put on my Malibu. I remember now that a long time ago when I first put the CVF kit on the Malibu, the power steering pump comes with an attached tank. And it worked fine on the Monte Carlo, but it did not work on the Malibu. It ran into some clearance problems. Power steering fluid tank out of the 55 Chevy's kit and using it on the Malibu because they told me right off the bat that the power steering will not clear the control arm, and they are definitely correct there. Light reservoir for the power steering, and since Malibu and forgot about it and never got another one ordered to replace it. So I just emailed CVF and they're going to send me out a reservoir for it. I think I've got just about everything else here for it. Minus a few little hardware pieces that we've robbed out of it for other projects. I think, if I remember right, we did take a couple little bolts or something that we had lost to put the Biscayne together. And so I've got this stuff laid out here. I'm slowly getting everything gathered up in a list compiled of everything that's missing. So yeah, that's what happens when you order parts in and the stuff's been laying around here forever, and then
the project never gets started, and then other projects need pieces, like the Monte Carlo sitting back here. It's got no engine in it. That's just the way it works around here, I guess. But no sign of buckwheat yet today. Doesn't look like he's going to make it, so I don't think that's going to get done. I give up. I went ahead and called the upholstery shop and made arrangements. Just take the car down there the way it is. You know, I know my brother's busy up at the farm trying to get ready to run beans, and Kenny hasn't had time to work on it. And so I'm going to have to call in somebody else to help up here in my shop, because I don't have enough help around here, because right now it's just me. And for me to film and do the work and run and get the parts, and I'm trying to get the shirt designs finished, and I've got to get those run through the marketing team at Jegs before I can release the shirt designs. They have to be okayed because we're using the Jegs logo on some of it. And so I've been communicating with Gina about the shirts and answering emails and questions about why the website's down. Well, the website's down because it's not going to be turned back on until the giveaway starts. So just a lot going on in our personal lives today as well. And I'm kind of burning the candle at both ends right now, but I'm staying positive, and we're going to work through it, and we're going to try and get something accomplished soon. But unfortunately, this thing is not going to get put together as quickly as I had hoped. I was really hoping to have this thing running and driving so that I could drive it on the trailer. I hate thinking about moving this thing without any brakes and trying to push it everywhere, but it is what it is. That's the way it's going to have to be for right now until I can get it back from the upholstery shop. I can't hold those guys up. It has to get down there as soon as possible to get the interior done and get the glass back in it. And it is what it is. Just going to have to work through it the best we can.